Yeah, I'm streaming. Okay, started. That's how sleepy I am. Ugh. I've not been setting an alarm this last week, otherwise I'd be getting up at 5. The dog woke me up, needing to go out, slap the bed with her paws. It was serious. Yeah, more weird dreams last night. I had a dream about Tommy. I had a dream 2 nights ago that he was in my apartment stealing shit. I had a dream last night. It was about him, but it wasn't. I was in a Matrix type alien pod type of situation where I had a projected consciousness, but I was actually in a machine and I was being pumped full of the chemicals that I needed in order to keep thinking and obsessing about my cousin fucking ripping me off and shit. So that was weird. Probably a little bit of Warframe trickling in, Tenno. That's what I get for playing for like, I don't know, what, 3 to 5 hours yesterday. It was fun though. I was going to start this morning with DC Universe, but they're doing an update. So we'll see if I get in a little bit. But before then, I can start on Chapter 14 here. Chapter 14. Each day passed like a dream that refused to fade. So I'm trying to do a passage of time, a day in the life sort of thing. But, the sentence is long. So I think I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. Or paragraphs. Yeah. Before the actual heart of it starts. Whereas it'd be punchier, I think, if I just started with this. Let's see. Let's read everything that I think is weighing it down. Each day passed like a dream that refused to fade, sunlit hours melting into nights of sweeter bliss, the two of them wrapped around one another as though sleep itself were a shared breath. They lived each day in closeness, even when the ocean demanded Arista back in exchange for the magic that let her walk awkwardly, yet beautifully upon the land. When the tide called her away, Garrett busied himself with fishing or repairing one of his ever-failing structures. If the weather held, he lingered on the beach, his humble lean-to transformed into the suggestion of a cabin. When storms rolled in, they retreated deeper into the island, to his hidden cave beneath the quiet pond. Sometimes she tried transforming in that freshwater pool, but always emerged wistful, insisting it never felt the same, lacking the salt, the vastness, the freedom. So the days blended, soft and sure, filled with joy and discovery. They bickered, sometimes the way couples do, sharp words breaking like brief squalls before surrendering to laughter or apology or to one another entirely. The island could be harsh, foreboding, indifferent to their efforts, but neither of them ever yielded. They survived it in the way they survived everything else, together. See, I read it like I'm reading a grocery list, but that seems to be the best way. Because if it is poetic, if it is doing its job, I can read it like flat and it's still gonna sound right, you know? I don't want to be all. Sometimes Garrett heard her humming the same haunting song. Like, just fuck that, you know? Sometimes Garrett heard her humming the same haunting song that once drew him helpless to her. That had once drawn him helplessly to her. She helplessly, not helpless to her. Those notes still carried loneliness, still echoed with loss. When he found her, when he heard it, something in him tightened. When he would rise without thinking, go to her, find her. He felt her sadness like a tide around his ankles, drawing him forward. And so he loved her harder, held her longer, whispered whatever comfort he could, all in the desperate hope that one day his love might be enough to ease her torment or break the curse that bound her and judged her still. So, yeah. Those 5 paragraphs I don't feel really aren't doing all that. One morning he awoke to a horrifying sight. Like, that's where it can really start. One morning he awoke to a horrifying sight, his beloved Arista standing above him wielding a blade, the same knife she had given him as part of a vow. An ominous light tinged with malice burned in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista, no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. So, this is cute, but blocky, like this whole half page. I ain't really doing enough to justify its existence. Kind of like me. Yeah, this could all go. I could chop all of this and start with the greater punch and like work some of this in later. Shit. Alright. File, new. Do the thing. Do the thing. Damn it, do the thing. Okay. I think for New Year's, I'm going to do an SFM video where I just play around with SFM and create a new backdrop for myself. Try to create something interesting, something that mixes characters. Give myself a new image. Instead of Aerith here. Alright. So, grab this chunk. Boom. Control C. Put it over here. Control V. Save all that stuff. Come back here. Delete it. Alright. So now I have it if I want to grab it later and plug something in. But one morning, Garrett awoke to a horrifying sight. One morning, okay. Garrett awoke to a terrifying image. His beloved Arista was standing above him. One morning, Garrett awoke to a terrifying image. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade, an ominous light tinged with malice in her eyes. Wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista, no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. I can't take it anymore, Garrett, she inched nearer with the blade edge looming to his throat. This has gone on far too long. I must cut this short. Arista, please. No, Garrett, this thing between us is over, so I will end it myself. I can't stand your beard any longer. I must shave it off. Now stay still. Okay. I feel like I should add another line or two in order to stagger out the punch. But I also feel like I need to poop. So, morning coffee. So, I'll be back. Mew. All right. Cup of coffee number too. Oh, gotta get crazy with it. All right. One morning, Garrett awoke to a terrifying image. Is terrifying right? What if one morning Garrett awoke to an unsettling image? Awoke to an unsettling image. One morning, Garrett awoke to an alarming sight. Oh, because he just woke up, so it's alarming, like an alarm when you wake up. Yeah. An alarming sight reads better than alarming image. Yeah. So. Yes, but that's an N, not an A. One morning, Garrett awoke to an alarming sight. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade. Let's give that sentence a little pause. Wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista said no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. His heart sank. Smile, or touch. Mr. Please, his heart sank. He thought of all the time they had spent together by this point. Her smile, her touch, long nights wrapped around each other as though they shared the same breath and dreams. Something had been off lately. Something in her eyes. It was discontent. Take this plead, Arista, please. That at the end. Yeah. No, Garrett. Fuck you, co-pilot. Damn it. No, Garrett, this thing between us is over and I will end it myself. I can't stand your beard any longer. Oh. One morning, Garrett awoke to an alarming sight. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista, no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. I can't take it anymore, Garrett. Her stare was vacant, unholy, as the knife edge gleamed with a thirst for his blood. This has gone on far too long. I must cut this short. desperation in her voice. His heart sank. He thought of all the time they had spent together. On this point, at this point, by this point. Her smile, her touch, long nights wrapped around each other as though they shared the same breath and dreams. Shared the same breath. The same dreams. But something had been off lately, something in her eyes that was discontent. Wow. I went all over with that word. Disapproval from the corners of his eye. Pleaded softly. Terrified of what would come next. No, Garrett. I've put up with this long enough. She pointed the blade closer. Yeah, closer to his face. Arista, please. Arista, my love, please, he begged. Can't we talk about this? No, my darling. It's over. I can't stand your beard any longer. I must shave it off. Now stay still. The edge of the blade to his throat. It quivered in her grasp. One morning, Garrett awoke to an alarming sight. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista, no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. I can't take it anymore, Garrett. There was an angry desperation in her voice, to her voice. To her voice, in her voice. Her stare was vacant, unholy as the knife edge gleamed with a thirst for his blood. This has gone on far too long. I must cut this short. His heart sank. He thought of all the time they had spent together by this point. At this point? See if let's get rid of that. Her smile, her touch. Long nights wrapped around each other as though they shared the same breath, the same dreams. Same dream. But something had been off lately, something in her eyes that was discontent. He had noted her occasional looks of disapproval from the corners of his eye. From the corner of his eye. How she sometimes struggled to offer him the same sweet smile she once had so easily. Arista, please, he pleaded softly, terrified of what would come next. No, Garrett, I've put up with this long enough. She pointed the blade closer to his face. This thing between us is over, and I will cut it off here and now. Arista, my love, please, he begged. Can't we talk about this? No, my darling, it's over. She leapt upon his lap and straddled him, pressing his shoulder against the cave wall with her free hand. She brought the edge of the blade to his throat as it quivered in her grasp. I can't stand your beard any longer. I must shave it off. Now stay still. Garrett laughed as his fear melted away. Reaching out slowly, he put his trembling hand over hers, and reaching out slowly, he put his and pushed the blade away from his neck. I understand. Let me do it. Don't you trust me? She asked, though her grip slackened. As her grip slackened, slightly. Have you ever shaved a man's face before? He asked. Well, no, she responded, but if I cut you, I can heal you. Taking the blade from her, he assured her, it's fine, love. Message received. With that, he went to the calm waters of the pond and carefully trimmed away the beard that had covered his face. Arista watched in fascination at his own slow transformation. Yeah, your ears bugging you? With that, he went to the calm waters of the pond and examined his reflection in the water as he ran his fingers through the long beard that dominated his face. It was thick and burly and brown. Mm. I'm sorry, Lou. Your ears bugging her. I suppose, he murmured as he ran his fingers through the long beard that had dominated his face. Hi. Chided. It's chided. You become hairier than the boar. They restrained disdain. Does that work? Yet only on your head. Slow, carefully measured movements. Arista watched in fascination. That is gradual transformation. Mojo, what you doing, dude? Hey, War Mommy Rat. Sorry, Rat. Just saw you. Hat. And Dragon Mystery, what's up? It's been a while since you guys commented. Sorry about that. I forgot to pull up my chat. It's busy working. No, not an X-Men. Some trainee kicking thing. Let's see. Yeah, too many spaces. What's going on here? Why am I getting the blue line? All right. One morning, Garrett awoke to an alarming sight. His beloved Arista was standing above him, wielding a blade with malice in her eyes. He startled to full consciousness, and attempted to crawl back, only to find himself cornered by the wall of his cave. Arista, no, he pleaded, crestfallen that it had come to this. I can't take it anymore, Garrett. There is an angry desperation in her voice. Her stare was vacant, unholy, as the knife edge gleamed with a thirst for his blood. This has gone on far too long. I must cut this short. Yeah, I like that better. His heart sank. He thought of all the time they had spent together at this point. Her smile, her touch, long nights wrapped around each other as though they shared the same breath, the same dream. But something had been off lately, something in her eyes that was discontent. He had noted her occasional looks of disapproval from the corner of his, like eyes here and eye here, from the corner of his gaze. Edge of his vision. Mojo, I swear to God, dude. How she sometimes struggled to offer him the same sweet smile she once had so easily. Once came so easily. Mojo! Stop! I'm not giving you a treat. Here, you need attention? You need pets? You need to pick you up? Oh, hello, bunny. Oh, hello, bunny. Oh, you hate this. Yes, you do. Oh, you're so good, old bunny. Yes, it does. Love you. Alright. Yeah. You misbehave, I'm gonna pick you up and give you cuddles, you little shit. Alright. Do that in a spray bottle. Terrified of, his heart sank. He thought of all the time they had spent together at this point. Her smile, her touch, long nights wrapped around each other as though they shared the same breath, the same dream. But something had been off lately, something in her eyes that was discontent. He had noted her occasional looks of disapproval from the edge of his vision. She sometimes struggled to offer him the same sweet smile as she once. That once came so easily. Arista, please, he pleaded softly, terrified of what would come next. No, Garrett, I put up with this long enough. She pointed the blade closer to his face. This thing between us is over, so I will cut it off here and now. Arista, my love, please, he begged. Can't we talk about this? No, my darling, it's over. She leapt upon his lap and straddled him, pressing his shoulder against the cave wall with her free hand. She brought the edge of the blade to his throat as it quivered in her grasp. I can't stand your beard any longer. I must shave it off. Now stay still. Garrett laughed as his fear melted away. Reaching out slowly, he put his still trembling hand over hers and pushed the blade away from his neck. I think we're back to calling it a knife at this point, since we just used blade in the last description. On a very word usage, so we don't bog ourselves down with redundancy or trip over repetition. I understand, let me do it. Don't you trust me, she asked, in hurt dismay as her grip slackened slightly. Have you ever shaved a man's face before, he asked. Well, no, she responded, but if I cut you, I can heal you. Taking the blade fully from her, he assured her. In blade, her and her. Taking the blade, It's fine, love. Message received. With that, he went to the calm waters of the pond and examined his reflection in the water. Calm waters of the pond. With that, he went to the pond and examined his reflection in the calm water. I suppose, he murmured as he ran his fingers through the long beard that had dominated his face. I haven't shaved this thing since I arrived on this island. The island. It was thick, burly, and brown, and Garrett suddenly understood why she had been avoiding his kisses. You've become hairier than the boar did, she mocked with a restrained disdain. Disgust. The rhyming didn't really work for me. Yet only on your head. Such a curious creature you are. Garrett trimmed away the beard that had covered his face in slow, careful, measured movements. Carefully measured movements. I don't need slow. That was too much. Arista watched in fascination at his gradual transformation. Is this how humans become less feral? She asked in quiet wonder. I suppose so, he muttered while carefully gliding the blade up his throat, exposing a path of soft skin brimming red with irritation. Do human women shave? Should I grow a beard to appear more normal for you? Don't you dare, he chuckled. You're perfect in whatever form you take, and yes, as I understand it, women shave other parts of themselves in order to make themselves more attractive to men. Something you don't have to worry about, Garrett then sharply cried. Damn it. Damn, I cut myself. Damn it, I cut myself. A ribbon of blood ran down his throat from his cheek where the fresh wound had appeared. Here, my love, she said, drawing near him and raising a hand to his face. Let me heal you. Little moments like this punctuated their days. Okay. Boom. I think that's good for this section. Mischief. Ugh, that cat. That brings me to page 2. Got page 1 done. Alright. Oh, you girls. Girls. Hi, Lou. What's up, baby? What do you need? What do you need? You want something, obviously. Can I get a high five? Oh, hi. Okay. What can I do for you? You need to go outside? You need to go potty? Okay. Wait. Wait. You heard the bitch. I'll be back. I'm on a pause. Sorry. Pause. You're a dog. You're a dog. Yeah. Okay. Move, bitch. Thank you. You put on a Crocs. I don't know what her boots yet. Yeah, I hear you. Everybody hears you. Stop. Here's my blinds. Fix the rod because it fell out again. Oh, look at that wind. All right. Just okay. Just wait. Let me get your harness on. Look at that wind. Mischief, you don't need to go outside. You're a cat. I need to clean your litter box, but you don't need to go outside. Coffee. Mischief. Yeah, move. Kitty. Wait. Okay, go. Oh! Come here. My next life, I hope I'm a cat person. Alright, there you go. Brr. Sorry about that, folks. Joys of dog ownership in Minnesota. Check something out real quick. Ooh. See, and now the cold is set in. See, and now the cold is set in. See, and now the cold is set in. Echo. Echoes are fun. Alright. Oh, okay. Water warming up. Should have done that before I took you out, huh? Hello. Rizzy real quick. Rizzy, oh hi buddy. Yeah, you're thinking about waking up. Okay. Oi. Oh, should I keep at it? I should keep at it. I mean, I got one section done. I feel pretty good about that. But the chapter has more sections, more pages. Let's see. Moments like this punctuated their day. Yeah, this chapter is a little better because I'm actually starting with more action and using the action to show time passage, which is the whole point of this chapter. It's okay. How's this for a new page? One. V, bam. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? I am so sorry, people who made comments and popped in and saw my page, and then I just was in my own world, not looking at chat, not responding in a timely fashion. This is a strong instinct, and you're moving in exactly the right direction. Opening on the beard threat is smart. It drops us into a scene, shows intimacy, humor, danger, and difference immediately. That said, this page is not quite doing what you want yet, but it's close. I'll give you what's working very well, what's still too heavy, specific tightening advice, line level, not a rewrite, one structural note to keep it aligned with Chapter 14's purpose. What's working, immediate scene summary. Opening with action instead of abstraction is absolutely the right move. We now see them together, feel their intimacy, get a tonal blend, threat, humor, tenderness. This fixes the earlier summary drift problem almost entirely. Arista's alien humor. Lines like, you become hairier than the boar did, and this is how humans become less feral, are excellent. This is exactly how she should read. Affectionate, predatory, amused, other. Ending the page on little moments like this. This is a perfect hinge sentence. It gives you permission to transition into montage without apology. Where it's still too heavy and why. The opening overstates the threat. You lean too hard into actual malice before revealing the joke. Phrases like unholy, thirst for blood, vacant, unholy stare, leapt upon his lap and straddled him. Push the scene briefly into genre whiplash. The reader believes they're about to witness real violence, not playful intimacy. Why this matters. The joke lands better if the danger feels plausible but restrained, not apocalyptic. You want, oh no, wait, oh god, that's funny. Right now it's, oh no, no, oh, okay? Redundant emotional explanation. This paragraph is the biggest trim opportunity. He thought of all the time they had spent together at this point. You don't need it here. The scene itself proves intimacy. Save this emotional inventory for later in the chapter when things actually fracture. I do like that change. Alright. Going with a lovely raspberry and hibiscus. Hibiscus is supposed to be like the most vitamin-enriched tea available. And I got my phone up on Twitch to watch chat and stuff, and there is a significant delay. Wow, here I am just walking to the chair, sitting down. Put your butt down. There it is. Butt's in the chair, and yep, dipping the bag, dipping my little sack. Alrighty, cool. Let the reader project fear instead of being told to feel it. Yeah, I do that a lot. Wielding a blade, her expression unreadable. Okay. With malice in her eyes. That works better. I like that. Boom. Boom. Keep knife imagery. You have 3 phrases that say the knife is scary. Pick one image and delete the rest. Keep the knife edge gleamed. Cut thirst for his blood. I like with the thirst for his blood, but as the knife edge gleamed. Okay, yeah. It's overdone, overdramatic, abstract. This line is too on the nose. This thing between us is over, so I'll cut it off here and now. Because the joke is beard related, the metaphor is doing extra work it doesn't need to. Consider trimming. The thing between us is over, I'm cutting it off. Mischief. She leapt upon his lap and straddled him. If I change straddled or enstraddled to comma straddling him. And pressed, so that changes the tense of the action a little bit, and pressed his shoulder against the cave wall. Of course with her free hand, I probably don't need that. One structural note, this page works only if what follows transitions fairly quickly into routine, humor, shared learning. Don't linger too long on danger here. The real danger of chapter 14 is emotional and existential, not physical. Think of this opening as, here is how close they are now. So later, when she pulls away, it hurts more. Yes, this is a better page one. It grounds us in the scene, establishes intimacy, shows difference through humor, avoids abstract summary, but tomorrow when you revise, dial back one notch of menace, cut the emotional recap paragraph, let the joke land faster. Let's see. It's today, BT dubs. You're editing. This is the morning I referred to. Best viewers on Streambo. Yay. Oh, the wife. Morning love. Okay. Perfect. Then you're exactly where you should be. Let's switch gears from thinking about it to clean, decisive edit mode. I'm going... What this chapter needs to do, keep this in front of you. Chapter 14 has one primary job and two secondary jobs. Primary job, convince the reader that time has passed and intimacy has deepened. Not passion, not novelty, comfort, routine, shared weirdness. Secondary job, show small frictions that foreshadow the storm, difference, worldview, limits. End with emotional destabilization that justifies the supernatural eruption. Your instinct about daily life, humor, a fight, makeup, split across 14 and 15 are dead on. What to fix right now? Your new page is 80% there. We are polishing, not reimagining. Dial the threat down one click. Very important. Right now the opening almost reads as genre bait and switch. We want playful menace, not horror. Remove or soften one of the following: unholy, thirst for blood, vacant, malice. Pick one descriptor, not four. Rule of thumb: if the reader genuinely thinks Garrett might die, the joke lands late. Cut the big emotional memory dump. You don't need it here. This paragraph needs to go or be heavily trimmed. He thought of all the time they had spent together at this point. Why? We already see intimacy through behavior. The chapter is about showing time, not recounting it. You'll do this emotional work better later when things crack. Replace that paragraph's function with action, which you already do beautifully. Sharpen Arista's voice. She's very good. Make her distinct. This line is excellent, but can be sharper. No, my darling, it's over. Arista works best when she's imperious, amused, alien. Try thinking mock solemnity, not melodrama. Even small tweaks like removing exclamation marks will help her sound ancient instead of theatrical. How the chapter should flow after page 1. Here's a clean, usable structure for the rest of 14. Opening vignette, you have this. Beard scene, establish intimacy and humor. Montage of daily life. 2 to 3 short scenes only. You already have good material here. Fishing versus singing fish. Cooking versus raw eating. Human ingenuity versus sea abundance. Key rule, each scene must reveal a difference, not a cute moment. Ask yourself per scene, what do they not understand about each other yet? Mood shift, very important transition. This is where the chapter earns its ending. You already wrote it. Arista withdrawn, overly sweet, asking him to stay in the cave, avoiding eye contact, lean into the discomfort. This is not a fight yet, it's emotional distance. Think something is wrong and love isn't fixing it. The storm, don't over-explain. The storm works because it's physical, it's emotional, it's inevitable. One suggestion here, trust the imagery, trim repetition of wind, water, force, focus on Garrett's helplessness. This is where his earlier line about not checking for exits comes due. It's good. It's good. Ugh. The real fight and makeup timing, your instinct is right, you're correct. The real fight belongs at the end of 14, start of 15. This chapter should end unresolved. Chapter 14 should end with fear, withdrawal, the sense that love is no longer enough to protect them. Chapter 15 can explode emotionally, force truths into the open, redefine the cage metaphor. Editing checklist for this morning. Here's your do this now list. Trim opening menace by 15%. Cut the emotional recap paragraph. Just cut it. You just cut it. Suppose from his heart sank, all of this. But I like this part. Damn it. All right. I mean, yeah, this chapter is the one that I feel like I'm doing the most tactful. Oh, foot cramps and wild dreams. Yeah. Sorry, babe, my dreams were little nuts too. Were you also in an alien incubation tank being pumped full of chemicals? Did I take my pills? Yeah, I took my pills. What a time to ask. All right. Limit daily life vignettes to 3 max. Let the storm do emotional work without narration explanation. If you want next, I can mark exact lines of page 1. Help you compress the storm sequence without losing power. Help you design the you're not behind. You're right on schedule. And this chapter is doing real work now. Well, I am behind because in my stupid head, I thought editing was only going to take me like 3 days, and I was going to finish this, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Instead, I wrote a chapter a day as my expectation for myself, and now I'm editing a chapter a day. And honestly, editing, like the draft is supposed to be the heavy lifting. That's supposed to be the hard work. This feels like hard work. This feels like it's more difficult than the actual draft. I suppose next time I do a draft, I need to put more thought into it. Maybe that's a lesson. Let's see. No. It doesn't take a whole lot off, though, right? Yeah, and I'm still at 2,625 words, so I'm in that pocket. I like to be between 2,500 and 3,000 words, so my chapters don't get overly long. Right, and then there's this whole thing with novelty, like, as I'm working on this and seeing how I can improve it and actually like make this story happen, my brain is like, what about this other one? What about this other one you could work on? Because I've got at least 5 books that I've started that I could be working on that I'm really tempted to try going through and editing and tweaking some stuff and try to finish some stuff. Like I've got an isekai that I'm working on. I've got my magnum opus, my life work, my main story that I really want to work on, but I got stuck on the allegory, on the emotionality at one point with some stuff I'm trying to resolve. I've got a Barbie story that I'm writing. That's my own joke on the franchise. I got one that I started years ago that's like the life story of Merlin the Wizard. 4? Do I have 4 projects in the works? Yeah, I guess so. Only 4. That's not so bad. Oh, well, I've got a book about hell that I'm working on that involves characters from another story. So Indinks, these two are related. And then I've got a movie script. Like I had a dream last week that even as I was having the dream, I'm like, this would make a good movie. I should write this as a movie. So, I don't know. And then I want to make a sequel to this book. So that's 7 potential projects for me to work on. But, the goal, finish this one, create at least cover art. If I'm not going to do a drawing for every chapter, I'd love to do a drawing for every chapter by the time this gets published. Load it up with some illustrations. I get back into drawing on a regular basis, at least every day. Yeah. Let's keep chipping away at this. Here, my love, he said, drawing. She said, drawing near him and raising a hand to his face. Let me heal you. Little moments like this punctuated their days. Ugh. And I got fishing. Like when Garrett tried to explain the various methods a man must use to retrieve fish. Ugh. I'm wondering how I transition to this next section. Little moments like this. How about little misunderstandings like this? Like this. Kept their days interesting. Like when Garrett tried to explain the various methods a man must use to retrieve fish. I don't like that line. I do not like that line. And I started the last section with one day, say one afternoon. Okay, I don't like that line. We'll just get rid of that line. I'm going to add that space so I can work with it a little bit better for just visual. All right. Garrett showed Arista. Oh, did I just caps lock? Did I just caps lock myself? I did. But I caught it. I caught it. Arista, a net he had been knotting together. She sneered in disgust, calling it a horrible device.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Missy? It's Mischief. She likes to watch the leaves that get blown around in front of the patio. I like this. Okay. Let me go ahead and make that change. Boom.
Wow. My coworker's baby was stolen, and I was calling the police for her. The 911 operator had me on speaker with an echo, and he had a thick African accent, so I couldn't understand what he was saying. As Carol's husband showed up with like a harem of women trying to calm her down, like he had been the one to take the baby away. He was trying to stop her from getting help. I was so mad at the 911 operator. Wow, babe. Your brain is working hard to sort input. Not the right your. I know I should be editing texts, but I'm getting more anal about shit with all this anal that your brain is working so hard to sort input. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to put in. Phone is on speaker, so there's an echo. I speak to her on speakerphone quite a lot. I don't think there's an echo though. I think that's fine. African accent. That sounds like the dude that we sold. Stop. Stop. I don't even know why you're barking right now. Just stop. Oh, look at the Merle. The Merle Aussie Australian sheepdog. Trying to get the baby back. That can do a lot with what we're going through with her menopause and stuff. Harem of women. That's probably a projection of her self-esteem issues, and even though we're separated, she's worried about me like finding somebody else. Yeah, like he's the one who took the baby. Like, yeah, in her mind, kind of blaming me for not having children. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of that is. If I were to analyze, like, you know, if I was familiar with psychology and dream analysis, which I am. Yeah, her poor brain, and she smokes weed, so she you know, that tends to block REM sleep, so she stores up a lot of this stuff that she doesn't actually resolve and work through. It's a whole thing where women have these pop-up windows that pop up in their brain, like spam on your computer, and she just like minimizes them without properly closing them down, so they all exist, so they all build up. So like the brain has to like process this stuff still, and it slogs. There's that word again. I've been loving the word slog. He assured her it was worth it for the convenience of catching droves of fish at a time. Her response to this: This is sloppy. Garrett showed Arista a net he had been knotting together, pride playing on his face. She was in her mermaid form, lazily gliding through the water around the rock where he had been lurking for hours as he waited for her to return from the sea. Plain pride on his face. When I got my eye drops from the pharmacy yesterday, the cashier was very dark-skinned and spoke so softly I had to say "what" 3 times and then finally say, "I can't hear you." When she was asking if I was there to pick up, insert long technical name, I didn't know. I was just told drops. She said not one other word to me when I checked out, and I was clearly subconscious mad that I was struggling to communicate. She's still typing. Yeah, she's deaf in one ear. It's a little bit annoying. Mostly because I keep forgetting, and so I'll talk into her deaf ear without meaning to, and she gets mad. And Ibdog Carol this week. I think that's supposed to be I saw Carol this week, and we spent a lot of time talking about her baby, and our favorite part of being a new mom is that she is needed by the baby. Foot cramps are what keep me close awake enough to recall my dreams. See, it's almost like she's watching my live stream and commenting on it, or someone's filling her in on what I'm saying. Oof. He assured her, yeah, for this section I decided to, I skipped a lot of dialogue. I was a little bit lazy about it to speed things up. He assured her it was worth it for the convenience of catching droves of fish at a time. Her response to this, while in her mermaid form, And I forgot to put my eye drops in too. So now this whole first paragraph for this section feels like it could use some work. Arista was in her mermaid form, lazily gliding through the water around a rock where Garrett had been working for hours, waiting for her to return from the sea. Okay, so Arista was in her mermaid form, lazily gliding through the water around a rock where Garrett had been working for hours as he waited for her to return from the sea. He showed her a net he had been knotting together, pride on his face. She recoiled. Splashed the surface with her tail in agitation. A vile contrivance. The ocean is choked with these. I have torn myself free of them more than once. They do not catch life, they murder it. Copy. Fuck you emojis. I don't speak an emoji. feel like taking a break from this. What's up, cat? Hi, are you bored? I'm sorry. My poor girls. Daddy's just working. And Rizzy is still... Oh, there he is. His nose is poking out. He's thinking about waking up. Not there yet. Probably need to water his tank today. Hydrate his plants. It's all 18 degrees Fahrenheit right now and mostly sunny. I'm going to switch gears temporarily. I'm going to slack off. Y'all going to witness me slacking off. Let's go to console. I'm going to run a daily real quick. Take a little break. But do it here. So there's at least a chance to monetize. That looks new. Yeah, 2 hours in, and I'm only on page 2. It's a good time to take a break. Oh, and let's bam. Mew, meow, meow, meow. That's right, I get the last word. Hi, what's your deal, cat? Are you hungry? Do you need food? You just bored? See, this is why Mama should come over. Mama should come over, play with you. Okay, so OBS gives me a live scene of myself. I appreciate that. Down here I get delay. This is live coverage. That's nice. All right. Let's do some dailies. Yeah, it's Christmas. Use my Christmas elf. Hey, dog. What do you want? Did I talk to the cat and now you're jealous? Or did you finish your food? You want a treat? Hi. Alright. What are we doing? Hi, Goyles. Goyles. Hey, you still got food to eat. So I don't know why you're bugging me. Mischief, what do you need? You need food? Yeah, you need some dry food. Need some wet food. Yeah, hi. Nope, don't want that wet food. Just need to continue being zippy, huh? Alright. Oh, cat. 3 times the stabilizer fragments when you can... Really? Oh, shit. I wish I would have known that. That sucks. Now I'm mad at myself. 3 times the stabilizer fragments? That's fantastic. Damn it. Why didn't I know? 9 stabilizer fragments? Oh, wait. That's such a bummer. That's such a bummer. Yeah. Shoot. I should have been logging in and doing my dailies. So I've been playing Warframe. Not that I don't mind that. I love Warframe. It should be plugged in, right? I want to hear audio. I gotta use cord. Yay! This. Alright. Let's get in my distraction. Damn it. Mad at myself. This game feels so just junky. I'm struggling to remember the controls now. After playing Warframe this week. I'm struggling with the controls. So disappointed in myself. Yeah, let's go with that. Even though the weapon probably would have been better. Nope. Okay. Options. No. Switch character. Such a bummer. Pity, pity, pity. Oh, that is tasty. Raspberry and hibiscus tea. Which is appropriate because I use hibiscus as like Arista's signature scent. Okay, let's go to my main. Mischief. Hi, kitty kitty. Hey, kitty cat. That fan looks weird over my head. It's like an air disturbance. I only got 2 of these left. Already collected, and that's what the collection that I want is the Bat Swarm iconic ability. I really want to unlock that. Enhanced Absolute Axe Mount. Tempting. Yeah, let's go with that. Damn. Damn. Oh. Alright, sweet. Switch character again. Let's do the Christmas daily. I've skipped that for the past few days. Have I really not played since Tuesday? That's strange. Yeah. Huh. Bummer. Who do I want to use? Let's go with Desria.
Hey, it's Oracle. Season's greetings and happy holidays. Unfortunately, this is a business call. The season of giving is being twisted into the season of getting by the Orange Lantern Law Fleet and its insatiable...
Skip this. You know what? I'm gonna hit the lab real quick. I'll be back. I gotta use the restroom. Hi. Coffee and tea running through me.
Hey, it's Oracle. Season's greetings and happy holidays. Unfortunately, this is a business call. The season of giving is being twisted into the season of
Excuse me, Lou. Oh, hi, Riz. Hello, buddy. Hi. Look at you. You thinking about waking up? Or are you coming here to business where I fed you yesterday? Excuse me, Lou. Excuse me, baby. Oh, I feel better. Who just called? Just called Vet Clinic. Alright. I'm surprised they're calling me on Saturday. That's strange. Ow. I'll get back. Lulu, stop. Lula, get your nose out of there. Get out of there. Yeah, if you don't look, you got nothing to bark at. Shut up. Yeah, hush up, Lou. Hush up, baby doll. Alright, what am I doing? Oh yeah, let's I don't need to do the run around Gotham or Metropolis thing, I just need to do this. I get my daily credit. No? Well, then I might as well do that part then. Sorry, looking at a Deadpool poster I have up. I used to love Celestial so much. And then when I started playing again a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, didn't care for it as much. Still like it. Still one of my favorites. You've got to stop them.
Thank you, hero person. What are you supposed to be? Costume freak?
Yay.
I love the winter holiday. It's all mine. Is this for me? Just what I wanted.
Return to Hal Jordan. Hy-Vee tea. Huh. Didn't realize it was Hy-Vee brand tea. Awesome.
It may not seem like much, but you've taken greed down a notch and helped preserve the spirit of the season.
Yay!
Wasn't content to steal just presents this holiday season. He's escalated to stealing power rings from fallen Green Lanterns near the conflict in Metropolis. The more rings he gets, the more powerful he becomes. That's not good for anybody. The rings have left an enormous energy signature, and I'm tracing him now. I've pinpointed his location. He's holed up at a secret research facility. I'm adding the location to your on-duty tab. Head there, and I'll contact you on site.
Nothing? No one else is doing seasonal? Alright. Well, I got my daily credit for it. I don't want to waste a lot of time on DC Universe today. I just want to do my dailies and get out, I guess. And I gotta get back to writing. I'm only on page 2 out of 7 so far for today. Let's use Soulfire. She's easy on the eyes and high DPS. I only played 2 DPS characters. Thinking about making another one. I was really tempted on Monday to Tuesday to do a like 24-hour stream of DC Universe and just use that time to try and like level a character to 30 in one day to take advantage of like the whole new character event that was going on.
Hey, it's Oracle. Season's greetings and happy
Because I got the slot and I got 1 power that I haven't used yet.
business call. The season of giving is being twisted into the season of getting.
I don't care. I don't care.
His insatiable greed. Speak with Hal and he'll
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're doing events. Patrol. Hit a solo. Damage. Play. Alright. Ditch the cutscenes.
So, Harley Quinn got recruited by some insane grandma from another planet into a girl band called the Fury.
Ah, shoot.
Things went pear-shaped when old Granny made her
I don't have my orbital thingy or my backup.
Here we are now.
Yeah.
Step 1. Convince a parademon to reveal Harley's location.
Blech.
Step 2. Persuade the Step 3. Find Harley. I suggest we search the area until we hear giggles and the sounds of mayhem. A sure sign of Harley's presence.
I do see what you see.
Step 3. Check. What did I tell you? Giggles? Now all we have to do is get to him. Let's roll.
Wrong man, lock it will be devastating. I won't let you take it.
Leave it to Harley to pick a fight with someone like that. We better move.
So you gonna get the graphical leg? Yep. Yep.
Look, she might have a tool I can use to fix Mother Box. Let's convince her.
Poor Granny and poor Darkseid.
This is one of the most time-sucky solos that they've ever created. Like, they could have done more with this boss fight instead of just having her run away and call up backup. Could have made it more interesting.
One by one, you will fall.
But it feels like this whole thing was just sort of like a combination of hype, because Harley Quinn is popular to her show and stuff like that, and then they had another storyline that they really wanted to incorporate, which kind of got treated like a back burner, like this is a prequel to the whole Casnia setup.
Hey, enough with the whips already. She really gave me some whiplash. Get it?
Contemporaries or accipiters? Accipiters, because I don't know what that is.
With Mother Box.
Damn. Damn! Doesn't raise the level or give me new fashion. Oh. I could add at least another crowd of mobs here. I could have done a lot more with this solo than what they did. And this part is just dumb.
Simple enough. Console, colors, match the sequence, no problem. Nice. Looks like we're in business. Carry the forward, then carry that forward. Looks right.
That's some total pothead shit. And why couldn't they just follow the rule of threes? Why do they gotta do 4? Like, that's without scaling the difficulty either. Like, this is where you should go up to like 6 beats instead of just the 4. Overall, I just find the design elements of this stage, this solo, lacking. But then if you're gonna complain about it the whole time, why do you play it? Quickly getting in the daily. Oh no! Boom.
Whatever it was.
Oh yeah. Let's take the +8. Equip it right away. Sure. We out of here. All right. And that's all 3 of my dailies. Open daily rewards. Okay. Options. Disconnect. Take this thing off my head. Cables everywhere. Not a drop to drink. Boom, boom, boom. Sleep mode. Alright. Close that. Switch that back. Alright. Release things on the switch. Sorry, I'm shaking my head because the cousin that stole all my Game Boy collection from me, like, got my Game Boy Color, my Game Boy SP, my DS, and my 3DS XL, the collector's edition. Like, stole all of that shit. He was eyeballing my Switch and my wife's Switch and my PlayStation 5, and like I could see him like looking, like scheming in his head other shit. Like I'm mad at myself because I saw the look on his face. I recognized the signs, and I still chose to fucking trust him because he was family. And still pissed. I'm still having dreams about that. I'm still processing. That's a big part of the reason why the wife and I are separated. Because she can't stand to see me go through like another cycle of anger and dissociation and trying to cope with it and deal with it. And being mad at her because it's her expectation. It's her not letting me have boundaries that kind of put me in that position in the first place. And I gotta let that go to work on my marriage. But still mad. I'm still pissed. She's still mad. She's still pissed about the whole thing. Like, he stole a cell phone that had the last recording of her mom's voice, of her mom saying "I love you," that she used to listen to on a regular basis, or when she was feeling down and missing her mom, because her mom passed away like 4 years ago now around this time. Yeah, 4 years ago now around this time. And yeah, it hurts. Like just that level of cruelty from someone that you're trying to help out, someone that you're trying to help them get back on their feet, and they would rather just be abusive, steal from you, and continue to live their life like trash, continue to scavenge off of people and steal and just be garbage. It hurts. It really, really hurts. Because I wanted the best for him. I really did. I wanted him to get his life together. I wanted him to have opportunities that I didn't. I wanted him to have the help and the assistance to get back on his feet that I feel like I've never really had. Like, my life is the way that it is. Because I didn't fight hard enough. I didn't try hard enough. I took poor advice. I put too much of my autonomy, too much of my life in my wife's hands. I didn't stand up for myself when I should have. Anyways, let's get back to this. This is stuff that's supposed to be coming out in my writing. Arista drifted in a mermaid form through the water beside the rock where Garrett had been working for hours, waiting for her return. He showed her the net he had been knotting, pride plain on his face. She recoiled, her tail slapping the surface in agitation, a vile contrivance. The ocean is choked with these. I have torn myself free of them more than once. They do not catch life, they murder it. He assured her it was worth the convenience of catching droves of fish at a time. Okay, this next paragraph needs work. Like, he should actually speak. I shouldn't be talking about him speaking. I should be showing him speaking. This is the best way to gather fish quickly. He countered. He explained. This is the best way to gather fish quickly, he explained. The response to this, we already established she's in a mermaid form, was to roll her eyes before submerging her head. From atop the rock, Garrett stood. He watched Arista open her arms wide and move her jaw as if singing some plucking one from the waves as though picking fruit. This is the best way to gather fish quickly, he explained. Her response to this was to roll her eyes before submerging her head from atop the rock. Garrett stood as he watched Arista open her arms wide and move her jaw. To sing some unheard song. She crested the water and beamed at him with her typical arrogant pride. Aria. She crested the water and beamed at him with her typical arrogant pride. Within a minute, the ocean was teeming with schools of fish. Of various kinds. Kinds. Plucking one from the waves as though picking fruit. A long, regal eyebrow and smirked at him. Cast your horrible abomination, human. Was all she said as she lifted herself onto the rock beside him. Lula, shut up. Leave your sister alone. Missy. Oh, Missy, come here. Oh, my big kitty. Oh, my big kitty. Mwah. Cast your horrible abomination, human, was all she said. As she lifted herself onto the rock beside him and sat. Let's see how useful it is. With that, she took a bite from the still wriggling fish and chewed thoughtfully through flesh and bone. C. You're editing well today. This is disciplined work. Well, thank you. seen as working, but it's carrying about 20 to 25% more words than it needs, and a few phrasing choices are softening what should feel sharp, ancient, vaguely humiliating for Garrett in a good way. Below is a clean, tightened pass that preserves tone, character, and humor while improving flow and impact. After that, I'll explain why each change helps so you can apply the same instincts elsewhere today. Polished revision, lean and sharp. Arista drifted in her mermaid form through the water beside the rock where Garrett had been working for hours waiting for her return. He showed her the net he had been knotting, pride playing on his face. She recoiled, tail slapping the surface. A vile contrivance. The ocean is choked with these. I have torn myself free of them more than once. They do not catch life, they murder it. But this is the best way to gather fish quickly, Garrett said. Arista rolled her eyes and submerged. From the rock, Garrett watched her open her arms and work her jaw, singing some unheard aria beneath the waves. When she surfaced again, she beamed with her usual arrogant pride. Within moments, the water churned with silver, schools of fish swarming the shallows. Arista plucked one from the sea as easily as fruit from a branch, raised a regal brow, and smirked. Cast your horrible abomination, human, she said, hauling herself onto the rock beside him. Let us see how useful it is. She bit into the still wriggling fish, crunching through flesh and bone, and chewed thoughtfully. Why this is stronger and what to watch for today. Kill filter phrases, he explained. Her response to this was, these are invisible speed bumps. Dialogue already explains itself, Garrett said. Arista rolled her eyes. Cleaner, faster, more confident. One image per beat. You had singing, surfacing, beaming, fish appearing, plucking, smirking, all good, just compressed into fewer sentences so each image lands harder. Let Arista dominate the rhythm. Shorter sentences when she acts, longer ones when Garrett observes. That mirrors the power dynamic without you stating it. The raw fish bite lands better at the end. Putting it last caps the joke, reinforces how alien she is, undercuts Garrett's confidence cleanly. That's good Chapter 14 energy. Big craft note for today's edit session. As you move through Chapter 14, keep this mantra in your head. Does this sentence advance time, deepen contrast, or sharpen character? If it doesn't do at least one, trim or merge it. This chapter is about accumulation, not escalation. So your prose should be effortless, not indulgent. You're absolutely in editing mode now. This is good work. Keep going. Alright, I am going to copy, paste this. It works. C, bring it back. D, I hate the co-pilot thing. That's annoying. He cast his improvised net into the shoal of fish and tried to pull it back, only to realize it was far too heavy. He strained and felt it begin to give way as the individual cords composing it began to snap. With a sigh of disgust, Arista seized the thing and helped Garrett bring it ashore, though clearly not impressed. The other still clutching her breakfast, and helped Garrett bring it to shore, though clearly not impressed. With excitement, he tried to pull it back, only to realize it was far too heavy. Immediately too heavy. Okay. I'm not going to fuck with this one. I'm just going to pop it in and see what it says. And that'll end this section. I should really think about breakfast. Good beat. The idea is right. It just needs tightening a bit and more bite, so Arista sounds incisive rather than wordy, and Garrett's offense lands cleaner. Here's a polished, sharper version that keeps your humor and power dynamic intact. He cast the net into the shoal with excitement, then yelped as it went taut at once. He pulled, straining, and felt the cords begin to snap one by one. With a sigh of disgust, Arista seized the net with one hand, her other still clutching her breakfast, and hauled it effortlessly to shore. She did not look impressed. So, she said coolly, it either works too little to matter or too well for you to manage. A feckless, fickle device. She glanced at the writhing fish. Why use such things when you could simply speak to them? They are, after all, simple creatures. Garrett frowned. The fish, she added sweetly. He remained unconvinced. Went taut, Hall, writhing, physical immediacy, removed excess explanation about snapping cords. You only need the sensation once. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, and then I got another section. Another incident. An extra space. Like these extra spaces I got going. And that takes me to page 3. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I know I just took a break for video games, but it's been almost 3 hours at this point. I should have eaten breakfast by now. It's not even healthy for me to be eating this late. I should be eating earlier. So yeah. I'm on page 3 out of 7. I got 4 more to go. A couple more beats to land. I'm going to have to write a section into this, even though I'm already in my word range that I want. But I need to put in something, like a little tension needs to get added about 2/3 of the way. So in like 2 more pages, I need to write just a little beat of tension, tighter than the net. But yeah, I'm going to take a break for now. I'm going to eat. I think I'm probably going to play a little Warframe, take care of myself a bit, brush my teeth, shower, all that fun stuff, start my day, maybe walk the dog. And I'll be back. Peace out. Thank you for my viewers and commentators. Appreciate you. I really do. I'll be back.